Oh well. Hey everybody, enjoying my coat rack? How about me instead and the coat rack? All right, let's get you a little Fox dude. What's going on? Uh, Ma, what's happening? You missed 114 seconds. Fox dude, somebody in your family made that for me, and you know who. Like in 2014. Catster's at my feet, and I'm waiting for him to attack me. Like he did last time. That little bugger made me bleed. So I got some cool stuff to show you later. Hmm. 67 Impala, 67 Imperial, 67 Belvedere, 67 Galaxy. What else was good in 67? I really like the 67 Impala. 67 Sport Fury. Ooh, 67 Vet. Wasn't the first fastback Mustang a 67? I think it is. Like the Bullet Mustang, I think that's a 67. The fastback. Has a fresh bottle of Tanqueray. Wow. '67 Charger. Now we're talking. 67 Charger is still the weird body style. Or not the weird body style. The first generation, which I like those cars. My next door neighbor in the early 2000s, he had a fire engine red one with, I think his was a 60, his was a 67. Fire engine red with black interior with a 383 four barrel in it. Great car. Didn't care for the fire engine red. And he had a 65 Grand Prix in emerald green with an emerald green interior, 8-lug wheels, translucent wheel. He put a sport speedo in it, so he had all the full instrumentation sport dash. 389 four barrel, and he drove the car home from Oregon to Michigan, 20 miles to the gallon, in a clean martini glass. Ain't drank Tanqueray since I was a kid, pilfering dad's booze. Wow. Cheers, Dan. Too old for this. Yeah, it was 22 this morning. It snowed all day Sunday and through the night, and going into work was, I mean, it only took me an extra 15 minutes to get to work. Usually it takes me 45 ish, and it took me about an hour. So, usually doing 70 up the highway, and we were doing 45, which I was fine with because nobody was driving like a moron for a change. It was nice, and we all just kind of clung together in this little slow-moving pack, and we proceeded to go north. Roads got better as we went north, though, and my friends that live north of where I work, way up north, they said it was fine. They were running 70 all the way home, all the way into work. I'm like, oh, so we just got it. Lucky us. 440 subs, that's right. 440 cubic inch. We were flirting with 441 for just a little while. Yep, I'm in Michigan. I'm in southwestern Michigan. I'm right in between Grand Rapids and Kalamazoo. I've driven past the Checker cab factory, or what's left of it. Go Eagles! Lions! Lions, Destroyer! Lions! Barrows, what's happening? Destroyer, welcome. Patrick, I've been talking to you, but not officially said. Welcome, Patrick. Yep, southwestern Michigan. And I'm about half an hour car ride away from the lake shore, and we get a lot of lake effect off of the lake. Oh, Eagles play the Pack tonight. I always like to chant, no, Pack, no. No, Pack, no. No, oh, that's supposed to be go. No, no, Pack, no. Battle Creek. What's happening, cool guy? Chris is from Battle Creek. Yeah. I'm at 699 and I drove 45 miles an hour to work this morning. Just got home from the shop now, covered in Corvair goo, watching the Dougster. That's right. Welcome, Bear Rose. I'm really interested in the Corvair build. Are you going to be flipping the transaxle and running a small block in the back seat? Or are you going to be leaving the engine off of the rear? Because I love V8 swapped Corvairs. Those with big sway bars, those things will handle like a Yenko Stinger Corvair. Those are cool. Okay, what's this? My mama's cooking is so nasty. The houseflies got together to fix the hole in the window screen. Wow. Wow. Your mom was so depressing, blues singers came to visit her when they got there's block. Well, your mama's teeth be so yellow when she smiles, traffic slows down. Mean Street Mopar, what's happening? Potato. Second gen Corvair, two-door hardtop, good-looking car. A friend of mine, your mama's so poor, she chooses the garbage truck with a grocery list. A close friend of mine, his uncle went to the great beyond, and he left his 65 four-door Corvair to my friend, his nephew. And what a beautiful car. And it's down in Indianapolis. And it sounds like maybe next spring or next summer we're going to be going down there. And I want to have him drive his uncle's car from Indiana up here. But I have a feeling that we're probably just going to put it on a trailer. But I really want to do I want him to drive his uncle's car from Indianapolis up to where he lives. My mom's so short when she went to see Santa. Told her to get back to work. Actually, my mom is surprisingly tall for a lady. Or she was. She shrunk a little bit. She's old now. So yeah, the 4-door Corvair, it's like an aquamarine blue, and it was Uncle Jeff's private jet. It's mucho nice. Okay, we gotta turn that off. There we go. Nice. Who's my favorite Sonic character? I haven't played Sonic in probably 25 years, but it was always Sonic. Man, the Sega Genesis had graphics bar none to the slow ass NES that I had. Sonic burgers. Ever so often a Sonic burger isn't too bad. I'm surprised that hardly anyone cruises to the Sonic. I went there on prime time for like cruise, and there'll be 1 or 2 cars, but I thought for sure that we would finally have a place to go hang out. People don't cruise to the Sonic. They're cruising somewhere, and I don't know where they're at, but it's kind of sad. An old Yanko Prep Corvette. Wow, that's impressive. A 4-door Corvair would be a good choice for a mid-engine build. Open the back doors and change the plugs. Yeah. The V8 swapped Volkswagen. They flipped the bug transaxle over and had a 350 Chevy in the back seat of the Beetle, and they just had sandwiched 2 plates of metal together where the side glass was, and they just unbolted those, and that's how they worked on the engine, was through the side windows. And yeah, that thing was stupidity. It was fast. That would be book 'em. To quote Hawaii Five-0, book 'em, Dano. Book 'em! Second gen 4-door hardtop, yes. Hello, Masood. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Yeah, I'm hoping to actually see that Corvair actually drive. I am great. It's only been off the road a couple years, and he always had it in tip-top shape, so I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if that thing be just almost a slam dunk. I want to have new tires on rims when we go down there, and a brand new battery with us, at least. Maybe some brake parts. Can I ask a question? All right. What is your question? Look at my red hat. This one? Renee, what's happening? Cool thing about the Corvair transaxle is that the engine turns counterclockwise. So when you flip it around, it works clockwise rotation without any work. Oh, yeah. I guess I knew that without knowing it. You know what I mean? Because the same thing applies with the bug in the Porsche transaxle. Yes. Do you want to see my red hat? Do you want me to pull it down and show it to you? Is that what you'd like? Renee can be a guy's name or a lady's name. I know a man named Renee. Can you get it and show? Sure, yeah. You think that's not real? A friend of mine is a dealer, and they handle Knapheide products. They're like work boxes for trucks and stuff like that. So that's just a hat I got from him. Red's not really my color, so I just got it on the shelf. I got way other hats too. What, you thought that was a backdrop? Good boy. I see. I believe I know a double E, Renee. Man. It's possible, Dan. It's possible. Except Reds. Big Red Machine. Talked to her a little bit with when we went to Cooperstown, New York. We were trying to get Al Kaline's autograph, Mr. Tiger, and I'm a Detroit Tigers fan. And he had, we were already inside the building, and Al felt ill, and he excused himself for the day. And so we were going to get our shop live. It's good weather for it. Oh yeah, it's cold in the shop, and then plus the signal gods aren't with me out there. I need to get a Wi-Fi signal extender Rooney thing, and then I can start doing lives, better lives from the shop, because that's where I want to be anyhow. Because I get barely inside the door, and then I've had problems with the chats went sideways, or I just run out of internet out there. So that's why I'm either in the foyer or I'm here in the kitchen. Be better when I get the furnace up going in the shop. I met Joe Namath in Riverfront Stadium back in the early 70s. Cool. Yeah, got to talk to Johnny Bench for a minute, shook his hand, and he talked to us like we were old fishing buddies. It was like we were old friends. It was great. It was so nice. He was a nice, down-to-earth guy. So I'm not a Cincy Reds fan by no means, but I am a, Johnny Bench fan. What a great guy. We're working our way there. You see, I've kind of been working my way this way. So bathrooms that way. So, we can work on we can go kitchen live. Okay, here we go. Kitchen live. Kitchen live. I've been in the living room. I'm probably going to put a desk or something in my actual back room and actually begin the Wolverine office. My other uncle seen Joe Namath play Super Bowl live. He was in the Army at the time. So is Barrows, is there going to be a firewall between the engine and the driver? Or are you guys going to live dangerously with a small block Chevy behind your ear? Live from Catster's litter box room, which is the second, which is our other bathroom. Yes, we have 2 bathrooms. Yeah, that's so if the cat were to jump in there, then you guys get to hear the hot for teacher drum solo with my cat. He really goes to town. Got to move it back quite a ways. Oh, yeah, I get that. That thing's gonna be awesome. I've seen those things just carve. Not a very roomy car. You just moved to a new house yesterday. Well, good for you. Hopefully it's nice. It's kind of exciting. Sometimes. We've been here at our house now almost 7 years. But it has a ghost. I see. Ban grated cheese from supermarkets. Grate your own cheese. Make America great again. Oliver? That was clever. I like it. That was good. The house I live in is supposed to be haunted. Oh, cool. How far am I from Gun Lake? It's close. Still takes a minute to get there. It's yeah, it takes a minute to get there, but it's not far. Gun Lake is actually pretty cool. I know a lot about it. Should start building the chassis in the morning after I dig my 12 bolt out of the weeds in the backyard. Nice. Twisted Mopar Garage, welcome. Just over the way from Rifleville. Eye doctor says you've got cataract. Confused the Chinese said. Oh, Rinkin Continental. Yes, yes. I know that joke, but it's in essence it's the same joke. Mm. Hastings is not that far away from me either. It's well, my mother-in-law works in Hastings at Hastings Piston Rings, packing rings all day. Hastings is actually a pretty neat town. A lot of history because of the river. My wife's sister's daughter, niece. That's right. Hastings, if you don't dress appropriately when bailing. Oh, God, yes, it does. You think that's a good idea to take your shirt off and then begin to bump bales all day with your pants like you have been, where you pull the bale up and you bump it on your knee to get some momentum to throw it up onto the wagon. And yeah, bottom of my tummy. This is back when I was, a teenager though. But yeah, skin would get all messed up. They tell you, don't take your shirt off. You're like, what do you know? It's hot out. Yeah, don't take your shirt off. William Smathers pants. Bucking hay. Yeah, buddy. We had an exceptionally long day, and finally it was sundown. We literally worked almost all the daylight, and it's the end of the day. We got all the hay stacked on the wagons, and we're all just dragging our feet tired. And he's like, all right, guys, we'll be here, first thing in the morning to put this hay in. We didn't have any tarps, and we agreed to meet up first thing in the morning, put the hay away. We all get in our vehicles to leave, and all of a sudden, here comes the old man running, and he's like, nobody leaves, stop, shut off your cars, get out, we gotta go. And he pointed off into the sunset, and there was a storm coming, and we got to get that hay put in the barn now. That sucked. We were already dead tired, and we still had to take in 4 wagon loads of hay, and we had all the wagons loaded 7 high, so that was above our heads. So when you put a bale up, you're holding it above your head and hoping the person up top is able to reach down and grab the strings, because you're going to drop the bale otherwise. And this is while going down the lanes while we're baling hay. Good times. That was a rough day. We all got paid extra well, though. I will say that. Baling hay was the one time I wasn't the youngest guy there, and I didn't get to drive the square body. With a pickup truck. Yep. Boy, you learn quick how to utilize as much of the truck as you can for stacking your hay, so you carry the most. And I've had, if you do it just right, you can have basically a slide-in camper's worth of hay on a truck. It overhangs and everything. Now, the truck you don't care about, but yeah, if you stack it right, on the roof and in the bed, if you do it right, you can get almost a big slide-in camper's worth. Now the only question is, how tall can you stack it? Because we don't want to do as many trips. We want to do as much as we can. Oh yeah. Only a pickup, no wagon. Yep. 100-pound bales or New Englanders 50-pound bales, or the dreaded 3-stringers at 150 each. Yeah, 100 bales. We were at hundreds, and no 150s. Thank God. Those are terrible. Yeah, at the 150 mark, those are the ones that the centers like to pop out of if you hit them wrong. Sometimes 100 will do that too, though. So you got to be careful. Yeah, the New Englanders, the 50s. Yep, 100-pound bales. $150 would make you look like a little pussy you are, only for a short while, Danster. Once you start throwing them bitches around, people will call you Mr. Danster. You, sir, if you can throw those things, an old man, Junior, what's happening? Old man we'd bale hay for, he would pick up 4 bales at a time, 100-pound bales. He'd pick up 4 bales at a time, and I was experienced, so he had me in the actual hay mow putting the hay away. Everyone else was bringing it to me and setting it down. He would pick up 4 bales at a time, 2 in each hand by the strings, never break a bale, and he'd pick them up, and by that time, he's probably, the hay is to his lips. And he was able to take those bales and set them up at my feet, just nice as can be. And he'd do that all day. And it just blew me away. That guy had hands that looked like 2 people's hands. His hands were huge. My 120-year-old shoulders may beg to differ. Back in my day, we carried 8 balls uphill in a snowstorm to the mound. 8 bales uphill in a snowstorm to the mound. That's right. Honest work, though. Boy, usual recipe was we're gonna cook you supper and all the cold pop you can drink, and it's the cheapest stuff at the grocery store you can buy. But there's a whole bunch of it, and it's on ice. While barefoot. That's right. That's right. Before breakfast, too. Then after all that, we're gonna go sit down and have breakfast and begin our day. Honest work, though. I seriously wonder if you went around and, I don't know, if you get some of those jock guys, those guys tend to build each other up. Hey, you know, we're going to bale hay for the whole day. It pays, feed you, cold pop. But you get a day's work in. You interested? I can see a lot of those young bucks coming, but not as many as there used to be. They're like, manual labor. Ooh, yeah. See, I'm allergic to that. Barefoot in the field, not optimal for me, but I'd probably be okay. Um, it started snowing Saturday night. It was kind of on that rainy snow bit. So Saturday night all the way through Monday morning, there was 6 inches of snow on the tonneau cover of my Dodge truck, but the ground's got so much heat in it still, nothing really stuck. My drive-in, excuse me, my drive-in was slow. It was 15 minutes longer than usual, but yeah, the fastest I went was 60 for just a minute on safe road, but most of the time I was running 45 miles an hour. Hey, slow and easy wins the race. I'm a turtle. Steel toes or no shoes? I wear steel toes a lot of the time, but I actually I can actually walk across our asphalt driveway barefoot, and my lady just finds that like an amazing feat. Get about an inch. Okay. Now the further north I was going, the more the weather improved, and the better it got. By the time I got to work, it was totally different. I would love to be barefoot at our house, but the crap we have found, it worries me. Glass, metal, thorns. Ooh, yeah, some of them thorns are terrible. Tim Windsor, welcome. Good to see you. Especially like a thorn apple thorn. Those big old spears. Tom, hey, bud. I can walk all over the property barefoot. Gravelly areas too. Exactly. You're further ahead than most people. Okay. I'm going to fill my mug. Be right back. Someday this cup will fill. Ah. No, I got water through the fridge. All I did was filled my cup. No, I'm not that much of a barbarian. So I got some stuff to show you. First off, a friend of mine, he moved away, but my friend Brad, one of my friends named Brad, the living one, is a blacksmith. And before he left, he made me a knife. And he figured out that I was left-handed. So its sheath is for me to wear on the left. And sage orange handle. The whole knife was wood sourced by him, metal sourced by him. And it's not Damascus, but he left a lot of the rough finish on it. And it fits absolutely wonderfully in my hand. Good sturdy knife. It's probably about 6 inches. And right, I can't see it. But right below my finger, it's signed by him. And then right here on the hilt, he engraved my name. There it is. See it? Right there. So I do living history stuff. We represent the fur trade era, 1800 to 1840. So this would be my knife I would carry in camp on my belt. European. Well, I made it another week. Not so bad. Hopefully I ain't gonna duplicate. Decided to go ahead and swap the cylinder heads and intake on the rebuilt 360. It ran great, so I hope it'll run a while longer. Thank you, Ma. Complicating life and philosophical thoughts. Does growing up with The Price is Right make you a better negotiator for shit boxes on Marketplace? Certainly one of life's questions. $1, Bob. So The models on The Price is Right are called Barker's Beauties, has been for decades. So now that there's male models on The Price is Right, does that make them Drew's dudes? These are things that I wonder. So the next item up for bid is this is a handmade shot pouch for my muzzle loading scattergun. It's flintlock and red cedar plug carved by me. And I cut the leather, I sewed it and everything. And then I put my lead shot in there, and then I have my plug, and I intend to make something that attaches to it. So the plug will be attached to this. But that way, when I'm ready to load the lead propulsion device, I just pour that into my shot measure and down the appropriate spot. So that was one of my projects in camp. So if you've seen my camp at No Name Nationals, that's part of this stuff. And then I have my actual possibles bag. It's not a purse. It's not a merce. It's a possibles bag. It's what a mountain man carries. You know, you've got the businessman's sack or whatever. And well, so first off, it's got an over the shoulder. It's actually, this was a child's possibles bag, and I extended the handle, or extended the strap with this Native American made, actually bought from one of our local tribes, bone and bead belt. And it actually goes across me like this. So I'd be in garb, and I'd be carrying my lead propulsion device, and then everything I need is right here by my right hand. And so it's just a wool bag with a leather cover over the front of it. Don't want to hook it on my pins. So it's just a wool bag with a leather cover that flips over to keep the rain off. Like that. A lot of times the powder horn will hang here also. But it has a pocket inside and then a main pocket. And then I keep things like my brush, and that's actually bone with a brush tip in the end of it for my flash pan, on my frism for my and this is, that piece of wire is called a prick, and I prick my touch hole with it, which is the spot where the fire goes down. But that's handmade. Both of these are handmade by craftsmen and included with its little chain, so I don't drop them and lose them. It's a satchel. Yes, it can be a satchel. Also in it is this is really cool. This is a primer horn, and it's hollow on the inside. It has a beautiful wooden plug in it, and then welcome, Dano. But this is a powder horn, or primer horn, sorry. And then this is spring loaded. It's brass and spring loaded. And then if I hold it upside down, there's some in it. It's 4F powder. And then each time I hold this down and I compress it, it throws a so many grain dose down. Or if I leave it pushed down, then it just will flow. But this is what I actually put in the flash pan before I close the frism. This is the ether to get the main charge started, if you know what I mean. And then so this is all period correct stuff. And then I have something more modern. This is the main powder, which is a different grind. But this is more modern, but that's the door. So push that, and then it'll start to pour the powder, and you use that right into your powder measure. And it's made by CVA, so it's a good unit. So that's what little I have in my shotgun bag now. I have most of my shotgun stuff 3F, usually 2F or 3F here, Bear Rose, but 4F, always 4F in the primer horn, because 1F is for cannon, 2F is for rifle, 3F is for pistol, but it can be used for rifle also, and 4F is for priming. And the F means the finer the grind. Higher the number, higher the F, the finer it is. The quicker it'll light up, faster it'll burn. So basically, I put this in the flash pan and close the frism. So when my flintlock when the flint scrapes the frism, this will light up fast to ignite. This is probably right now it's 3F, but usually it's 2F. And also with my scatter piece, I've learned that whatever my powder measure is also my shot measure. So if I'm putting, this much powder in, I have to use that much shot, because you can't overweigh it, because you could pour a whole bunch of shot in there, but then you don't have enough force to really fling it anywhere. And this is really not period, but when we actually go, because we actually hunt critters afield. We usually, like for the rendezvous side of things, we just go out and shoot like at targets, but we actually do go out and actually hunt with our antique weapons. And so we bring these, and then basically I fill this with my shot, my cards, my wad, and my powder. So all I have to do is basically pull this cap off, place it on the end, and then push her down. Yes, powder is different. It goes by grain volume and not weight. Exactly. And like a dram or a half dram, or yep. And yep, by grains. A lot of times when we're just messing around, like if we're just shooting targets, we'll run like 50 grains. We know we've just got to get the lead flung down range. It doesn't need to pack a punch when it gets there. So it's actually cheap fun when you think about it, because you find the right people and they buy powder in quantity that gives you a decent deal on powder for yourself. And it used to be about $20 a pound, and then you can shoot all day on a pound of powder and have much left over when you're done. So for the price of some balls and some patches and some percussion caps or some flints, you can have a lot of fun and spray a lot of lead for not a lot of money. For a Barbie doll. I think that would be still pretty huge for Barbie. I don't know. My sister's Barbie Corvette was like 18 inches. No, it wasn't a Barbie Corvette. It was a Barbie Ferrari. Yeah, Barbie had a Ferrari. Did somebody say DIY fireworks? Yeah, about that. So my friend Corey comes over to my camp once. He goes, "Hey man, you got a pound of powder?" Yeah, I got a pound of powder. And I go back and because I always carry extra, I take a can of 2F powder out. There you go. Cool. He's like, "I'll be right back." And later, I didn't know he had a cannon, and he loaded that son of a buck up, and that was allowed. That was a $20 explosion. The whole thing, thud. Because I'm like, what the hell did he? I'm like, where did he get the powder from? Oh, I guess I donated to the cause. One time, he lit up the cannon in the field, and we're all a safe distance away, and the fuse is burning, and she's about ready to light up. And there was this whole, it was in early October, and here comes this whole big formation of geese because there's a lake right behind us. And this one guy that I've known my entire life, he's all excited because we all see the birds are coming because they're starting to descend because they're gonna try to land on the lake behind us, and it's right over where the cannon is. And my one friend, I won't say his name, but he's just like, "Oh please, oh please, oh please, oh please, oh please." He really wanted one of the birds to get struck by the cannon blast. No birds were harmed in that. They all flew over when it finally touched off. Hey, Dakota. Tang. Tang. Yeah, that was actually pretty cool. We'd be out to camp, and then it'd be nightfall, and then geese are still coming in. There'd already be geese landed on the lake, and then they'd all light up, honk, 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 honk. Basically, party over here, and you'd hear them honking as they're flying in. That was actually pretty cool. Just enough tree cover where you don't see them, but your short walk to the lake. I'm back on the Mustang. Got the bad boy all in white primer, except the bumper covers. I actually, me and Wolverine Satellite Garage, Dusty and Blair, they came over yesterday and they helped me push. I took Shop Truck out of the backyard and up to the front of I actually got her put up on the asphalt. Dan, yeah, post a video of this stuff. Who cares if it's crap? It could be awesome. It could be crap. We're still going to love it anyway. You don't have to show your face, and it'll be fine. Dan, it's time. You're an interesting guy. You're handy as frig. You can do it. You can make videos. I was scared and I did it. You can do it too. The time has come, Dan. Finally did get a new phone last week. God works in mysterious ways. The stars are aligning, Dan. The iron is hot, Dan. You must strike. Strike now. Go, Dan, go. Yeah, you can be. If you really want to, you can just take a paper bag and put it over your head and draw a happy face on it, and just be Bagman. Be Danny Boyd, grocery sack guy, working on cars with a grocery sack on your head, or whatever. Or just always be behind the camera. Just be a hand and a voice. Crash, welcome. How about Dumb Fork? Indecisive Tim, welcome. Nothing much. Just hanging out here with some great folks. Chilling at your son's house. Continuing the trip in the morning. Nice. The unknown mechanic. Yep. The mystery mechanic. Paper bag. Hey, I know. In honor of Fat Albert, you should take a stocking hat and pull it over your head so the bottom of it's here and just have two eye holes in it. Like that one guy. Was it Mushmouth? No. Oh, the one guy. Weird Harold? One of the guys from the Cosby cartoon. Bagman. Doing it with Dan. Whoa. Crazy Eddie. Nice hat. Thanks, Jolly. Could have been Crazy Eddie. Dr. G. $29 for crew, once for the mariners, and once for Gordo. The unlicensed engineer. That's a cool name. Doing it with Dan. Yeah, but you know somebody's already got Doing It with Dan out there. Yeah, I've been to the Shipwreck Museum where the bell for the Edmund Fitzgerald Bell and exhibit is, but we didn't have time to actually go in. But yeah, that's right there on Whitefish Point, and there is an old radio tower on there, the lighthouse, and then crew quarters. That's actually pretty cool. And then you can walk all the way out, and Whitefish Point is like a little peninsula like this. It's really cool. And then right off of there is like shipwrecks galore. May need some little blue pills. Damien, what's happening, man? How much money do you have tied up in that scooter mill, Damien? Was it expensive to get a cylinder and head for that piston? And who made it? That's a more bigger question. The tribute is really something. The tribute band played the song. Oh, yeah. With a load of iron ore, I don't remember how many tons more than the Edmund Fitzgerald weighed empty. I'm gonna get my patty slap for that. I'm on my phone. Family in Paradise. Oh yeah. You can see Whitefish Point on a clear day. Yes. Paradise is actually a really cool place. A friend of mine grew up in Paradise. His dad owned basically, you couldn't do business in Paradise without him. He had cabins for rent. He had owned the gas station. He owned a bar, and yeah, he was doing all right. Do you want a garage? Do you want a garage with Dan? Do you want a garage? 20,000 tons more. Okay, I thought I was right. 26,000. $50 in repairs, and the company starts with a Q. Like, okay. And Rockers, all Amazon purchases. Oh, no kidding. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. Yeah, there's a lot of those. My one friend, he actually he used to do bike repair, and he actually finally started saying, look, if they're these types of scooters, I don't want to deal with them, because once they get some serious miles on them, they just, all you're doing is throwing parts at them and throwing parts at them and throwing parts at them. And then he'll just say, just go buy a name you recognize, like a major name. Just buy a scooter with a major name, and you'll enjoy it so much more than these. Dan says, with wolves? Oh, indecisive is right. Okay, 26,000 tons more. Yeah, 26,000 tons. That's a lot of cargo. Up by, is it Manistee? I think it is by Manistee. There is a retired ship that hauled rail cars, and it would back up to the dock. The dock was also where the rail bed was, and then the back door would open up, and then they'd shoot the rail cars into this big old girl, close the door, and then she'd take it. I think it's called the City of Milwaukee. I think it's the City of Milwaukee, but she's moored permanently there up by Manistee. And she's a big boat. Big old ship. Hat Man and Fat Albert was Dumb Donald. Thank you. Less than $100. I want to start buying them and selling them as a business. But we all knows what goes with registered vehicles. Yeah. I'll post a longer video in the longest. $1,013 long coming into Duluth Harbor. Dan the Magic Man. Dan the Music Man. Dan Fielding. Dan Fielding. There you go. Dan Fielding. Best Fat Albert shtick was the smoking episode where the street pimp dude was blowing smoke rings, and they're all going over his girl's neck like necklaces. Rudy thought that was cool, and so did 10-year-old me. Or ship, not pre-ship. Yeah, it's amazing. There's old boats that were called cigar boats, and they look like a floating cigar. And they had one big problem, is the cargo hold. They had, the hull was the cargo hold, so they would actually have to unbolt the plates and take it away to get at the hold to unload. And then more than one of them sunk at the dock, because weather would get bad, they'd have her opened up and unloading it, and then the weather would get rough at the dock, and then waves would come and it would just flounder the boats. No, yeah. Unless you're talking about timing events, and they still will probably get on your butt about that. Yeah. They really frown upon that word, even if it is used in proper context. Dingbat Dan. Dan the man. Then again, namby-pamby. I wouldn't like it. Danny Boyd, attorney in bra. Proudly litigating more cups than a Starbucks. Too real. Old Danny boy. Danny Boyd, Esquire. Old Danny boy. Tangeray Garage. Tangeray Motors. Aviation. The Aviator. Fred Garvin, male prostitute. Dan Aykroyd. Member of the Goodfellows. Ah. Old Dice was off the chain, wasn't he? Oh, he offends. I mean, when you have a comedy album that actually is called Guaranteed to Offend. I remember one live album that I had. Some lady has enough, and she just springs at him, and he just up yours. No way. Get the out. Yep. He didn't give two craps. How, Dan? You haven't even done anything yet. Out to keep Dan down. Only if you let them keep Dan down. I have no oppression here with what I do. The worst I get is if I make a short and I use a tune that puts me in a limited market. And because it's copyright or whatever, it's not even really a strike against me because I got the music out of the YouTube library. It just basically makes it, instead of it reaching out to everyone, it's limited to a certain group. And usually I'll just delete, if it's a short, I'll just delete the video and then repost it with another song on it. Can't keep a good Dan down. And he has a theme song. Dakota, that is genius. Wow. Dakota gets a point. I haven't even started points, but you know what? Dakota gets a point for that one. That was good. Water points for? Who knows? I'll figure that out someday. If I have a music studio, I'll try to duplicate my favorite songs and see if they get... You can't make an exact duplicate. I think you've got to kind of put a twist on it. You can make it feel like it without it being it. I've noticed that on old Roadkill episodes and stuff. Like the tunes, they feel AC/DC without being AC/DC. You didn't choose Dakota's timeout? Oh, yeah, that's because you kept getting timed out. Yeah, you used to be actually just Dakota, your full name, weren't you? And then you started getting timed out, and that's where all Dakota's timeout come in, and then maybe all the other alter egos. Cousin Mike, what's going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yep, that's what I thought. Your full name, Dakota Bethune? Bethune. Okay. However it's said. Tang. It said Tang. It was all because of the Tang. It was all because of the Tang. Bethune. That sounds pretty close. Betuna. The tuna? What? Bethune? Like bassoon? It's pronounced Bethune. Yeah. What do we do on Doug's Live? Well, we tried to pronounce Dakota's last name right. That's funny. So I had something weird happen. Either somebody doesn't give any craps and just whipped a U-turn in my driveway, but they did like a 3-point turnaround in my driveway. Because I have like a little turnaround spot, but it's not a horseshoe driveway. And they came and pulled the 3-point turnaround in my driveway and then left. So either A, that was somebody who just doesn't give a crap, because I've never had somebody turn around in my driveway like that. Or I think I might have thwarted off a porch pirate, because we had just gotten a delivery and I went out and grabbed it. Thank goodness. So that was interesting. Bethune. Yes, I think that's it. So yeah, I was actually kind of like, what the frig? glitter bombs. Well, I can't prove it, but yes, I might leave a little. We never know. So I want to assume that everyone's good and we don't have porch pirates, but that was just a little strange. Not to mention, earlier in the day, before the Amazon delivery, I went outside for something and I seen that same vehicle go over and do a U-turn out of one of my neighbor's driveways. So that's another reason why I'm beginning to think they must have known that I hate thinking. 10 inches at CRT. I had 6 inches. It started snowing Saturday night and then all the way through Monday morning. And on the tonneau cover of my Dodge, I had 6 inches. But the ground is so warm that it basically all melted off. Roads weren't that great this morning. 10 inches. Wow. Yeah. I learned firsthand how great. That's what she said. First time I went and hung out with Cope, and I went home. We left the shop, and it was just starting to rain. And then by the time that I went across town and got on 65 North, it was already snowing huge snowflakes, and it was a huge pain in the butt going all the way home. We got a few snowflakes we don't even think about sticking. Well, yeah, that's also Georgia. You guys even run antifreeze in Georgia? I hope you do. Snowflakes are butthurt over little. Long drive when snowing. Oh yeah. By the time I got up to Sawyer, there's a truck stop there. I just had enough. By the time I got to Sawyer, which is a hell of a drive, I had to stop, and I think I took like a 40-minute break, just decompressing and everything. And then the storm had passed, and then when I got back out on the road, it was way better. Yeah, that was terrible long drive when it's snowing. And so yeah, coming up 65 North, that wasn't fun. Good. Yeah, I wouldn't. You might be fine for years, and then that one time. I put antifreeze back in my race van. No real snow in north central Wisconsin. Snow has been far south like Chi-Town, see Indiana too. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. But it's fiberglass. Can it be repaired, or is it, how bad off is it, Cope? That sucks. And not to mention, Cope's plow truck is super nice. So that sucks. That sucks. I don't even think his plow truck has any rust on it. And it's a plow truck. That sucks. One time, well, the last company I worked for, I worked over in still in the city of Grand Rapids, but I was over by where all the hospitals are. And So there's always a lot of plowing contractors in and out of there. And one morning I'm headed out of work. I'm out of work at 8 a.m. and I'm headed home from work, and I'm behind this Jeep Wrangler, and it's like a sable. It's like two tones of sable, if you know what I mean. There's two tones of that brown, that light, tanny, sandy brown. Well, this thing is like dressed out to plow. It's a Jeep Wrangler, but it has a back blade, and it has this really elaborate safety light that comes out off of the plow bracket for the back blade on it. And it's got a collapsible V plow on it, and but it's still a Jeep Wrangler. And everything else in this fleet is big 3/4 ton, 1 ton heavy pickups, actually for snow plowing. And my eye keeps going to this Wrangler. I'm like, who's lying to themselves with this thing? I mean, it'll do some work and it'll get in nice tight places, but I mean, that thing is not going to be the hog like everything else. And I went, oh, supervisor's vehicle. Yeah, that's the boss's ride. Yeah, Jeep would be good for tight spots. Back in the day, a friend of mine loved K5 Blazers. He wanted a K5 Blazer for plow rigs. And they were heavy enough. It was still a full-size truck. They were heavy enough to actually do some work, and they were short enough to get in all those tight spots. Yep, he loved them. And then they started to get absolutely crazy. And then not to mention, people are seeing him in his Blazers, and they're offering him good money for them. No, he said the too short of a wheelbase, because I think a Blazer's 110, 109, 107. It's been a long time. Yeah, Blazer chassis is like 110. Axle center to axle center, I think. Oh man, are you plowing with that? Well, I never plowed with a Jeep. Probably will be my father-in-law. He picked up a 67 Jeep with a hard cab on it and a blade, and it's got the V6 in it, so I think that's a 3.8. And he's been working on getting that going. Lady Dougster's actually been helping him. She helped him put a fuel pump on that and get her back up and running. I prefer a single cab S10 pickup after the loader with a 14-foot box blade. See, I plowed with my friend's 318 Dakota, and I didn't care for it. But then again, I was used to a bigger truck. I mean, anything can do the job, I guess. I used to plow in this old Chevy pickup. It was like a 78 Chevy pickup, and the floors were gone in it. The whole truck was rusted to hell. And the heater valve was stuck to full hot, and then you only had 2 fan speed selections, full tilt or nothing, or off. So you'd literally be plowing with both the windows down and the slider open, and just heat. Oh my God, that thing would keep you toasty warm. Oh, single cab. No, single cab S10. It's gotta be a 4-wheel drive S10. Snow is heavy and wet in those Great Lakes, lake effect snow areas. Yes, it is. Way up here, most snows are dry powder. That's what my friend tells me about Minnesota. When I lived in Cope's region, 1 or 2 foot snow beat on plow equipment. Yes, it does. What really sucks is when you've plowed snow before and then you have a good cold snap, and then you get more snow, and then you need to put even more snow into that area, and you can't push any of those already frozen, wet, heavy snow piles, so you got to get creative. My plow truck at the camp has a 12-foot blade, and it folds into an 8-foot box. Oh, box blade. Yeah. See what Mr. Cope has to show. I just seen Cope's damage. He got it pretty good. All the damage is between the bumper and the wheel arch on the passenger side. It might be able to be fixed. Did it cave in the box side? I don't think it did. Thick, heavy blizzard of 78 snow. I was around for the blizzard of 78, but I was in diapers. So, yeah. I don't remember the blizzard of 78. Although my dad has a whole bunch of great friends, and everyone who had a plow truck would stop by and run the blade real quick around my parents' place because they had a newborn. And so mom's taking care of me in the house, dad's off trying to get something done, and one of the friends would come over and plow real quick, and mom poke her head out the window and wave hi to whoever and thank you, and back to me. And she said I was getting like my diaper changed or something, and she heard this crack, and then she heard a whump, and then she looked out the window from upstairs where my bedroom was, and all those snowbanks had collapsed in upon themselves, filling the driveway again. Mom said they were stacked unbelievably high. Wow. 12-foot wide blade folds into an 8-foot box. You can move an impressive amount of snow with that 8-foot box. Yeah. So it's 8 foot wide, so you got 2-foot wall on either side. Yeah. I've seen those really big daddies at like parking lots. So we have Meijer stores up here in West Michigan. Meijer stores are born in West Michigan. So in the 80s, the one Meijer, they plowed, at that time they had huge parking lot. There was probably 120 acres of parking lot. I'm exaggerating, but it was probably a solid 60 acres of parking lot. And they would plow all the snow into the center of it, and they'd have this big mound, so you could stand at the store and you couldn't see out to the road to the west because of all the snow. So I'm with my friend Kurt. I put it on the food, and then I washed it out. So Kurt, Lady Dougster's up. So Kurt had a 70 Chevy pickup, step-side pickup on a 4x4 chassis with big old mud tires on it. And we're at the Meijer, and the snow pile has got to be 15 feet high. And he goes, check this out. And he turns and he stabs the throttle, and he jumped the truck over the snowbank in the parking lot of the Meijer. And I about crapped myself. I wasn't ready for it. And we come down hard, bounce, and he goes, that was fun. Let's do it again. And he drives around and he hits it again. This time he backs up to the building, and he's going down and hits it. And we really jumped the truck. And it's right in front of that. Meijer had a cafe in it with windows, and there's cops eating in there. We don't know it. Now they come out, and they're leaned up against the window right where we are, where we're jumping the truck, and he backs the truck up, looks at the cops, and he waves at them, smiles at him, and then we do it one more time. And we come back around, of course, we come back around, and I'm like, we're going to jail, something's gonna happen. And the cops come up and they say, because it's private property, they can't tell us to do anything, but they would recommend that we don't do that anymore because we could land on someone and, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, we got let go. I couldn't believe it when he waved at the police. That crazy. That guy was nuts. That guy was nuts. We were all hanging out, and you could, once you were seeing that blue truck, you knew who it was. And so we're all on the east side of town in his neighborhood, and we're all hanging out a second. We just all got gas. Here comes Kurt. Comes tearing up in that truck, and he's one of those guys who will practically hit all of you and then slam on the brakes at the last second just for you guys to go. And he comes tearing in and stops at the last second and hollers at us, and he goes, well, I'm headed off to my girlfriend's place. And he's like, have fun, guys. And he goes out on the road, and he put that thing in he put that thing in 4-wheel drive, and he did big old burnouts as he left in 4-wheel drive with that truck. He beat that truck like it owed him money. This is 98. No. Yeah, like 97, 98, 96. Back in my day. Okay. I remember snow of 78, blizzard, and 67 south trip of Lake Michigan. Yeah. Had a tree fall on my den side back in 21. That side. That was my first 3-day vacation, blizzard of 78. My dad would go to work for a week or two. We didn't go to school for 3 weeks in 6th grade. Wow. That's a repeat, Christopher. Oh yeah, he didn't care. He was just one of those guys. He just didn't care. It is still pretty funny, though. Man, I ended up working in a steel shop with Kurt, and that was crazy because the first day there, I'm walking around and I got hired to work on the shipping dock, so I'm dealing in shipping. And then finally I've got to go over and to see the rest of the facility. And of course, frickin' Kurt jump scares me and about jump out of my skin. And I'm like, hey, Kurt. And I'm like, you work here? It's like, hell yeah, dude. So that was just great. Talk about having, I didn't even know where he worked. Loaned our family snowmobile to fire department during the storm of 78 so they could run medicine to the elderly. Yes. I heard of guys that made choice money running groceries and whatnot to people on their snowmobile. One friend of ours, Mr. Koopman, talks about the only reason why he knew where he was going was by landmarks and the power lines. And the power lines dictated where the roads were. And he said that he was traveling on snowdrifts tall enough that the power line, you've seen just the tips of the poles, and then the power line would disappear into the snow and come out, and disappear into the snow and come out. So, some serious snow. Ta for now. Tim, nice having you. Have a great evening. Travel safe, please. Yeah, I hope Cope will get his truck fixed, because that just makes me sick. That was a nice truck. That is a nice truck. Ta for now. Ta-ta. Ciao. Still smells like cedar. I did this years ago. I didn't even finish sanding it. It's all rough on the top and still all carved on it. I don't know if I'll sand that smooth or leave it rough. I kind of like the roughness of it. I think I'll pop off and try to watch or catch an hour or two of sleep before starting another midnight shift. Whoa, all right, Bear Rose. Well, it's nice having you. Great seeing you. Thanks for hanging out with us. How did summer go by so fast? Seemed like No Name was just yesterday. It was yesterday. That's the sad thing. What little Fago I brought home from No Name Nationals I think I got 2 cans left. Other than that, it's all gone. That's okay. Lady Dougster likes that stuff. Likes the Fago. Except for the cream soda. That was all for me. I like cream soda. Always great people here. Yeah, summer went by too fast. Yeah. I'm happy I got the shop truck moved over to the asphalt now. She was sitting in the weeds, and I just thought, man, another season of her sitting in the grass is not going to help her cause at all. So at least it'll stay drier on the underbody on the asphalt. And plus, maybe if I see it every day, I'll want to work on it more. I've been working on the driveline stuff. Oh, lies. I heard you.
Lies.
Lies. Lies, all lies. Okay, I can get behind the Yarritos in the AL81, but no, I do not care for the Mexican Coke or Mexican Pepsi. Because years ago, one of my coworkers, Gloria, she worked at she was a Mexican girl, and she worked at the Mexican grocery store besides with us nights at the shop. And she knew I was a Pepsi guy, and she was bringing me glass bottle Pepsis. And yeah, they were Mexican Pepsis, and I drank them, and they were terrible. And I thought they were old. And from what Mexican Spec has been telling me, no, that's just how they are. They're terrible. He told me that I would not be a Pepsi guy. Oh, by the way, I think we had a porch pirate.
Why is that?
Somebody pulled a 3-point U-turn in our driveway. Seen me get up and walk out, and they boogied the hell out.
Well, I'd run too.
Well, and what's weird, he says, before I went outside for something, before Amazon come and dropped off, they had done a U-turn over here, one of the neighbors' driveways, and I see them going south. So,
beat the fuck out of them.
No, I didn't get that lucky. I skewered him off though. Oh, that rebuilt 360 supposedly had 4,000 miles. Sure, it's so clean on the inside, but that ring ridge says 104,000. Got cameras out front. Not saying if we do, and I'm not saying if we don't.
A shotgun in the house?
That we do. That we do. Yeah, that ring ridge was pretty bad. That was catch a fingernail on it bad, wasn't it? Oh, speaking of ring ridge, my friend got lucky. He picked up a early 80s Corvette 350 long block for a case of beer, $25, and brought it home and popped the heads off of it, and then he had some closed chamber heads for from 305 that he's going to put, that we ended up putting on it. We did all this Saturday night, and we cleaned it real good, and it had no ring ridge in the cylinder, and I think they used a ridge reamer on it because the bore is beveled.
Ridge reamer.
But
Ridge reamer, Ruby.
Hi, Kylie. But no ring ridge in it, but it had cylinder scarring, and it looked like it got a hone and a re-ring. Flat top pistons with valve reliefs, and the piston it's not zero deck, but it is pretty close to zero deck. It's impressive how high the piston runs in that thing. So that, with those closed chamber heads off that 305 Chevy, should actually do pretty good. So I cleaned both head faces, deck faces, and got everything squeaky clean. And then my friend Blair was working on the deck faces on the block. You know that my birthday is going to be here in 11 days, and it's going to be on a Friday. Nice. Every 7 years it'll be on a Friday, Kylie. My birthday's not for like a few weeks. What was that, honey?
People just be out here following around Amazon trucks is what they're doing, I bet.
That's exactly what I was thinking too. That's exactly what I was thinking. And might have even seen them stop here, which really bugs me. I want to believe that people are good, but
People are not good, though.
I know
People
they're
are not good.
that's why I say I want to believe. Well, good for you, Kylie. Happy pre-birthday. Yeah, every 7 years your birthday will fall on Friday.
We'll forget leap year, we'll probably throw that off, huh?
Oh yeah, leap year, we'll throw it off. Okay, generally speaking. Kinda. Yes, that's my wife. That's Lady Dougster. That's nice. Kylie says that's nice.
Sure is.
Plus, the next day will be the weekend. Nice.
I live 12.
My birthday's on the 21st every year. My birthday's on the 6th every year. Lady Dougster doesn't want to be on camera, so. No, Dan, it's always the 21st, but what day? Because, if your birthday falls on a Friday this year, it's going to be on Saturday next year. And then the year after that it'll be on. My birthday's in December. My birthday's early December. Mine and my dad, we share the same birthday. That was my dad's 28th birthday present. Beat that. Old Michi, thank you. you were born on a Monday. Well, your second birthday was on Tuesday, and your third birthday was on Wednesday, and then, and so on and so forth. So yeah, leap year would throw that off. Are we getting snow? It actually, I don't know if we're getting snow anymore, but we got from Saturday night. It started to snow and it went all the way through until like sometime Monday morning, and we got like 6 inches at my house here at the Wolverine Garage. All of the pistons had witness marks from the valves. The cam has only a 480 lift though. Could have been valve light. All of the pistons have witness marks from the valves. That is so not good. That is so not good. It was bad enough to see that one, Ken. That sucks. Yeah, I don't think that's a candidate. Maybe use that as your core and rebuild it, or just send it and look for another mill. It's supposed to, I guess, the tail end of the week, it's supposed to warm up and be in the 40s and 50s again. And if it's warm, I'm going to try to do what I can on shop truck. It leap yeared when I was 1 or 2. Okay. At work, we have to use Julian date for everything, which Julian date is first of the year is 001 and the last day of the year is 365. So throughout the year, every day is numbered 1 through 365. So you know exactly what day it was done on. Valve float, maybe. Our valves now replaced. I think there would be a miracle not bending a valve once you float them. This is true. Yeah, the first thing I noticed on that small block Chevy is there was a part number in the middle of the piston, but there was nothing dictating size like 030, 020, 010. Excuse me. And but everything other than it was really filthy. We wiped a lot of crap out of it. I think it sat in a shop sitting on its passenger side because all the pistons just had a bunch of garbage in it, but everything wiped out good. The hone job, they didn't hone it very much. There's a lot of vertical scarring in there. You can see that it was a used engine, and I think they just did a re-ring and maybe just put bearings in it and a re-ring. But we're going to put it together, see how it goes. It'll move that. It's going in a 83 Scottsdale. Is it a Scottsdale? It's got the good grill on it. I think it's a Scottsdale. Yeah, 83 Scottsdale. It's like red and white. I learned what Julian calendar was when I used to watch Jeopardy. Oh.
Well, that's a new one. Elite long core.
Oh, yeah. I think I've seen that name before. Interesting. Even though we've lived here 7 years, we still get letters for the old residents. It's weird. And I just put return to sender on them and plop them back in the mailbox and they disappear and they still keep sending them. Been searching for RT heads for 2 years. Nice. I have another 300 in parts truck. I have a 40 over fresh short block. Someone stole it. That sucks. That sucks bad. I hate thieves. I have no room for them. And there's no honor amongst them. When I moved out of this unit in 2016, when I moved back in 2023, there was mail for me in the mailbox already. You're gone 7 years and there's still mail for you. Wow. It's like you never left. Yeah, we get sent a lot of, not a lot. We used to get way more, didn't we? Yep, it all gets the same. Return to sender. That is so nuts that 7 years later you still had mail there for you. It probably wasn't anything important either.
Right.
Bye, babe. Love you. All right. Oh yeah, had always been mail coming. Yeah, it's crazy what gets sent here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What's crazy is my friend dated a back when I was in high school, he dated a lady and named Cindy. And I want to say like 4 years ago, he got a phone call looking for Cindy. And he's like, really? Yeah, said her full name. And he's like, I haven't seen her since like 1999. Oh, well, we're looking for her. They're probably bill collectors. But yeah, that was crazy. Today, a Uline catalog came for a lady who was here before I moved out in 16. Uline, we order a lot of stuff through Uline. I went to look at those RT heads at a Mopar swap in Indianapolis. Looked last 2 years, no lucks. Haven't seen a 2026 date yet until 1st of May. Usually 1st of May. Sometimes you luck out and get cool catalogs, though. Yeah. I really want to sit down with, look at McMaster Car. I've heard that there's more cool stuff on McMaster Car than you ever thought possible. Oh, kicking off my boots. Oh, yeah. Good old Facebook. I don't Facebook, and then I used to be able to look at Marketplace. Well, now they don't allow that anymore. So now I'm without the Marketplace. Oh, well. McMaster Car comes to the house. Addressed to a guy who sold that house in 2001. Yeah, McMaster Car's good. McMaster Car's got lots of stuff, man. Now, granted, they're like Granger. You're going to pay for it. But, heck yeah. Yeah. Everyone's been like, McMaster Car is where it's at, man. Well, it is almost at the 2-hour mark. So even though we're having ourselves a grand old time, I think it was Stacy David turns me on to McMaster Car. I always like Stacy David. Yeah. Stacy David's a cool Cool Wrench. I like how he hasn't changed. His hair's just gotten a little more gray. No, it's the common. It's the common Danster reply. So let's be like the Beach Boys and let's get together and do it again. So be here, same Dougster time, same Dougster channel. Have a great evening, everyone. Bye.